Hello lovelies! I haven't made a discussion style video in a while, so today I wanted to talk about whether or not brand name Lolita clothing is worth it. Now, I always hear a lot of new Lolita saying, where can I find reasonably priced Lolita clothes? Or, why are Lolita clothes so expensive? And sometimes I even hear new Lolitas say, brand name Lolita clothing isn't worth it at all and you're just paying extra for a name. Now, is that true or not true? I'm going to talk about that today. First, let's talk about what I mean when I say brand name Lolita clothing. A lot of new Lolitas really get confused because the definition of a brand is a particular product sold by a particular company under a particular name. Now, by that definition, Taobao stores, Bodyline, indie brands, it is all brand. It's all brands. So people are really confused when we say that's not brand. When people say brand in Lolita fashion, what they're really meaning is brand name. Like when people say brand name in regular discussion, meaning high-end brand names. So when you hear someone say brand in Lolita fashion, you should think of well-established brands that are highly respected within the Lolita community, such as Baby the Star Shine Bright, Angelic Pretty, and moi-meme-moitie. So why are Lolita clothes so expensive? Well, the answer is really simple. It does cost more to make Lolita clothing. It takes a lot more materials to make Lolita clothing. It takes a lot of fabric, and if you really think about the amount of lace that can go into a Lolita dress. Now, when you put lace on a ruffle, on a full skirt, that can easily be 20 yards of lace, and that might not be the only bit of lace on the dress. So that really adds up, and that really gets expensive. And then you've got that actual extra effort and time that goes into sewing the elaborate details on this dress. So Lolita clothing costs more because it costs more. It costs more to make it. And a lot of people will still be confused and go, that doesn't justify charging $400 for a dress. Why does brand name Lolita clothing still cost more than, say, Bodyline? And the answer there is really in the higher quality materials. Brand name Lolita stores really use higher quality materials in every aspect, and sometimes custom materials. And sometimes they have better quality checks. So that is why. I promise Maki and Asuka aren't getting rich off of us. The Isobe family isn't getting rich off of us. There is a profit margin, of course, but I don't think they're really making that much more money than Mr. Yan. It really does cost that much more to make these dresses. So that's why brand name clothing is more expensive, and that's why Lolita clothing in general is expensive. So there are other options. You can buy secondhand, but you have to pay for it. You really get what you pay for, and that's why Lolita clothing is so expensive. Moving past that, I've heard people say that even still, the quality of brand name Lolita clothing is not all it's cracked up to be, and I've seen them even sometimes make crazy claims about how brand name clothing falls apart. Now, I do still have the dress that I got for my 16th birthday, and it's been 7.5 years. I wear it regularly. I've been wearing it regularly for 7.5 years. I popped that sucker in the washing machine, and it is a-okay. It is not actually showing any signs of wear at all. The lace isn't fuzzing up at all. It's in 100% perfect, beautiful condition, and I can't find anything wrong with it. It's amazingly durable, and I've really had this experience with all my brand name pieces. My favorite skirt, that I'm sure you've seen a million times if you watch my YouTube channel, is still holding up after over 5 years, and that's kind of crazy. You really have to think, wow, that clothing has been through a lot, and it is still beautiful. So I can't guarantee that you're going to have the same experience if you buy a more delicate piece, but that's been my experience with brand name clothing. It lasts forever. Forever and ever and ever. And on the other hand, I've had bodyline pieces that start to fade and the lace starts to fuzz and become strange after just a few wears. So really, personally, that justifies the price difference to me. That's That makes all worth it. That's not to say don't buy Bodyline. There is a place for Bodyline in my life. However, that's just to show how amazing my experience with brand name clothing has been. It's really, really, really a great thing. And that's just to compare and contrast, not to poop on Bodyline. So, really, is brand name Lolita clothing worth the price? Is it worth $400 for a dress? Now, let's add another dimension to it. You do not have to pay $400 for a dress. There's Lucky Packs, Happy Packs, Oddment Packs, and you can buy second hand. I can get a $20 Angelic Pretty skirt on Mbach, wash the stains out of it, and because of that thing I mentioned earlier where brand name clothing tends to be really durable, it's like brand new. $20. All I had to do was throw it in the washing machine. That's very worth it to me. So, is brand name Lolita clothing worth it? Well, to me, of course, yes. I've already said yes. You can tell. I love it. But it might not be worth it for everyone. I really think every Lolita should try it. I really recommend it. But if for some reason you don't find it worth it, then that's okay. And that doesn't make you less of a Lolita. You don't really have to have brand to be a good Lolita. But I do recommend everyone try it, and I really have to say, if you're saying brand name Lolita clothing isn't worth it, and you've never really tried it, and you're saying crazy things like it falls apart, or believing these silly rumors, I really think you should look more into it before you say things like that. Because that hasn't been my experience, and that hasn't been the experience of any of my friends. So, you don't need to have brand to be a good Lolita, but you should really try it if you get the chance. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.